So, getting straight into it, this is the DPS problem. I'll keep this video nice, short and sweet, straight to the point, because I'm pretty much going to bed pretty soon, but I had the idea for this video. This is the DPS problem revolving around supports. Ever since Season 0, DPS players have repeatedly said that support is the easiest, and a lot of DPS players say that support is brain dead and heal bot. They always bring up Cloak and Dagger and Rocket, and even saying other characters, like let's say Loki, who in my opinion, and who in a lot of opinions is the hardest support, say that his aim is brain dead, say his character and kit are brain dead, and just all of the above. You know, brain dead, heal bots. That's what DPS players pretty much revolve around supports, and support players as an extension. And as the seasons went by, as Invisible Woman got added, the same things over and over and over again. And then finally, the devs were like, okay, we're gonna add another support in the name of Ultron. Now, everyone thought, you know, Ultron's gonna be a DPS. It matches his character, it matches his lore, you know, it just matches him as a DPS. And then lore-wise, it's they reprogrammed him to help people. And I would say that was my most hyped season, at least for me personally. And Ultron became a strategist. And then all the DPS who said that all the supports before were heal bots now claim Ultron as their own and instant lock him because he does a good amount of damage. That he's a hybrid between DPS and support, that you now claim him as a DPS player. So let me get this straight. You cry and complain the supports are heal bots. Then when a support comes in who's mostly a DPS who can heal, you claim him as your own and say supports can't play him. That support players shouldn't play him. The only DPS players should play him. And DPS players instant lock him instantly. Okay, now fast forward. The next support being added to the game, Gambit. Okay, here's another support who does more than what you so-called say is heal botting. He has a lot more abilities, debuffs, enhanced healing, good damage, big kit. I would say his kit is pretty much, if you take Daredevil and take the complicity of his kit and put it in a strategist. Okay, now you have a complicated strategist who does a very good amount of damage, who can also heal. Now DPS say, okay, supports shouldn't play him, and DPS players should play him. Like, what are you thinking? You complain and complain and cry and cry and cry that, oh, supports heal too much. Oh, supports are this heal bots. Oh, supports, all their characters take no skill and are brain dead. Devs were like, okay, here's Ultron. He does a good amount of damage, and as a secondary, he can also heal. DPS, they're mine. Support players, no, you can't play him. Gambit, devs were like, okay, here's a complicated support, the most complicated support, multiple abilities, and you need to balance his cooldowns efficiently. DPS players, nah, support players shouldn't play him. We're gonna instant lock him again and say, Gambit is for only DPS players. Now, let me ask you this. Let's say this is true, just for the sake of the argument. DPS players, talking to you. If you hate support players, think they are boosted, think they are all brain dead, and aren't good players, why are you stopping them from trying to learn a character which is the hardest in the role? Have you heard of the phrase, trial by fire? If you stop people from playing a specific character, then get mad when their skill is not up to par of the hardest character, aka the newest character, then you shouldn't complain when they stick to the characters which they're already good at, when they aren't bothered to actually learn a character who gets instant locked by DPS players. I bet you, everyone watching this right now, you have had a game where you've had maybe one support player, maybe zero in a comp match, and another person has to fill isn't nearly as good as their own role. Okay, now imagine this. A DPS player picks up support. From my experiences, never turn around to heal their other support, completely flop on their ults, and a lot of extra stuff on top of that. Now, let's say you want a Gambit on your team. You know, people say he's meta right now. You want a Gambit, you request Gambit, and you only have 2 support players on your team who never played him because DPS players always instant lock him. Okay, now you have a problem. You can't play the meta character because DPS players claimed him as their own and always instant lock him every quick play match. Even comp matches. I still have it to this day. People are instant locking Gambit. Sure, are some of them good? Yeah. Are some of them horrible? Absolutely. One of my placement matches, and I looked at their profile afterwards, fully DPS player. After the round ended, It ended on a win, 2-0. I had 26k healing and about 12k damage with Invisible Woman. This Gambit, this DPS player Gambit, had 12k healing and 5k damage. He was Gambit for the entire time. Never switched off. And even I think had 1 or 2 less deaths than me because I always healed him and he never healed me. And we won that match and he got boosted. So wrapping this video up quickly now. DPS players, you cannot complain when a support doesn't play Gambit. You cannot complain when a support sticks to the characters they're good at, which you consider heal botting, when you always take away their opportunities to learn actual difficult characters in your eyes. That should be the most basic common sense knowledge in the world. But I get in DPS communities, common knowledge is very rare. So I just want to get that out before I head to bed. So if you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, or whichever you want to do or you feel like, and I'll see you guys next time if I do. See you guys next time. See ya.